1. Hello, everybody at home. Welcome to the Hokeki Heroes campaign, the Trials of the Wickermen! I am DM Hyper. We are joined here by everybody tonight. Phil, we are still waiting for a little bit. Hedge walked away for a moment, but right now we have Kiwi, Jose, and Pod. Everybody, hello. Now, we
I
do
no
have
longer trust what's about to happen.
No, you shouldn't, because this is going to be funny
Oh
as
my
hell
gosh.
when Hedge gets here. So, last session, you'll spend some time in Thorn, the capital city of Sprinfall, in preparation for the Mage Khan's wedding. In addition to that, y'all found out something about how Pensy, a newcomer, who y'all met that day, received a prophetic dream, likely from the god of scribes and storytellers, Denir. Y'all decided to run your errands around town. Amelie met with her future grandfather-in-law to be to make sure everybody's intentions were clear. And yeah, everybody was kind of good and hunky-dory there. Varus decided to clout some more, and Death showed up to deal a crap ton of damage to him. So yeah. So, to start off the day, it's in the morning. Everybody's waking up. Josaku, roll me a perception roll.
Oh my gosh. I don't have the. One moment. Perception.
15. Meets it.
Ooh.
As you
Ooh.
and Varys are in your room, you see a dark cloaked figure sitting kind of like chilling in the corner.
I'm gonna
Oh,
pull
hey, it's
out
about
dog
time.
taser.
No, it's about time. Whoa. Friend of Varys's. I'm just here to surprise
And
him, spook him. He doesn't know I'm in town. I think we've met before. Name's Chaz.
ah,
Does he always sleep this heavy?
yes, quite the log.
Well, this is going to be really funny when he eventually wakes up. As he whistles, and then his legendary dagger that you've probably heard Varys talk about, Whistler, pulls out of its sheath and is now just hovering right above Varys' face. Don't worry, it'll stay there as long as I want it to.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Oh no, dude, do what you want. This is gonna be really funny when Varys eventually wakes up. So yeah, with that, then we're actually going to shift over to, let's say, let's start with Pensy. Pensy, as you wake up,
Yeah.
no bad dreams tonight. None of that going on. Instead, you will wake up very peacefully. You do see that your maroonish, crimsonish robes are sitting over on the side that you are going to be wearing for the wedding, and yeah. Is there anything you would like to do to start off the day?
Um, Not particularly. Maybe just get up and try on the outfit, make sure everything's ready to go. What time of the day is the wedding supposed to be?
The wedding will take place basically in the say like in the very early afternoon. Springfall
Okay.
is one of those climates where it's not like particularly hot or whatnot. It is very, um, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. Not quite like Canadian, but like it's like European, like Northern European, not like Nordic,
Yeah,
but like mainland Europe
like
in terms of,
Switzerland.
yeah, like kind of like Switzerland in terms of climate. And it's summer in the hemisphere that you're in right now. So yeah, it is nice. It's
Awesome.
gonna be nice, and it won't be hot or muggy, but it will be very pleasant.
Yeah, Pensy would try on the outfit, make sure everything fits good, and then take it back off and probably go downstairs to have some breakfast.
All right, good answer. That's questions. Amelie, is there anything you'd like to do? You do see that you all have your pink and green dress over on the chair on one side. You have say other stuff to do today, and you know you have to be at the place a little bit earlier just because of being one of the bridesmaids.
Hmm. She is going to start her day by first writing a letter to Doug about her travels, in Thorn, I believe we're in.
We are in Thorn, yes.
Thorn, thank you. And, a little bit about the wedding. She's just going to write him a very simple letter talking about the events and wishes him well. She's going to write a letter for Sarka. She's going to do the same thing, but she's going to, once again ask them, hope for a reply and say she is in her thoughts always and leave it at that.
There you go. All right. Well, after you write the letters, you see it's taken a little bit to write, the multiple letters
Hmm.
and whatnot. Eventually, you figure it's either time to get ready or go get a quick breakfast before getting ready.
Hmm.
So yeah, up to you. What you do from there.
Yeah, she would probably cook herself up something really quick before going to the bridesmaid situation and just, making sure that everything is rehearsed perfectly. Druidcraft, prestidigitation, whatever it is that she can conjure up with magic, she is getting this all rehearsed and orchestrated with Vanhana and the other bridesmaids. She is pulling out the stops.
There you go. Making sure that you look fabulous. Not that hard with how you're looking. The pink and green dress absolutely matches you perfectly. Everything is looking amazing there. Um, Josaku,
Yes.
what would you like to be doing with this morning?
Um, I'm gonna be wearing the hat of disguise or mask of
The
disguising.
hat of
Yeah.
disguise.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'll prank Varys with Chaz.
Oh, that would be so funny. Okay. What would you like to turn into to spook Varys?
Um, could I turn into like Misha?
Yes, you can. Very easily.
Okay,
All
yeah, I'll
right,
do
so
that.
you look like one Misha Sand right now. Oh, and by the way, just so everybody remembers what Chaz looks like here. Chaz, the Blade of Veyron. Basic, basically, in my world, the Fellowship of Veyron it's like a frat lineup and everything like that. Oh, hi, Fo!
Pew.
So yeah, now Varys has both Chaz and a disguised Josaku as Misha waiting for him. Phil, as Isaac, is there anything you would like to do before everything sort of like gets underway?
Go schmooze with people, I guess.
Well, the schmoozing will be at the wedding.
Oh, then no, I don't care.
Don't have anything to care. All right. Well, then when Hedge gets back, we'll do a little bit of like flashback thing towards what's going to go on now. Eventually, it starts to get in there, and you now see that the city has resulted in a little bit of hustle and bustle. You see from several, from several different guild leaders being around, they have to run off and go off basically with their country's procession and walk through the city up to the chapel, which is the chapel of, I think I put it as the Saint Saint Renagi or something like that. I put it on the invitation. Let me double check to make sure that I put I'll say what I put. Uh, Ridria. The chapel, say the Cathedral of Saint Ridria, which is this huge, beautiful chapel up on the hill. And as everyone gets there, you realize everybody's starting to be let inside first, where you are told, say, where everyone is asked to sort of write down their names and that of the date into the thing. As say Amelie, you are walking up
Yes.
first, and you run into. Let me actually move the scene here. Oh, Hedge, you're here. Cool. Turn on your camera real quick. I gotta see your face for this
Yeah.
part.
Can you see? Hold on, let me just see my face.
It's a little bit delayed. Let me refresh it real quick. And give me a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Awesome. So you wake up with a hooded, masked figure in your, say, standing over your bed. A dagger is floating above your bed, and there is suddenly, randomly, Misha there too.
I just turned back over and like tried to fall asleep.
Oh, come on, get up, you stupid mug, as you hear the very familiar voice of one Chaz.
It's too early. Let me sleep in.
As you feel the dagger kind of poke at the back of, poke at the covers a little bit. Get up, sleepyhead, you have somewhere to be. Is he always like this, Misha?
No, not always.
As you hear Misha speak with Josaku's voice.
That
Polar
causes him.
bears.
That causes him to get up and just.
I told you this would be funny.
Well,
Well, you hadn't come over and say hi to the rest of the of the Anaborans, so I figured I would break in and say hi for you.
did you guys just get in?
Oh no, I've been here for 2 days.
Then, am I supposed to know that?
The Anaborans are here, dude. Did you even ask if I was with them? Mm-hmm.
I didn't even.
And Dilius is an old friend of mine, dude. So by proxy, Raudos is.
Which one is Andelies again?
The leader of the Rune Raiders.
Oh no, he's
and
asking
Raudos-
Chaz. He's asking Chaz that.
Oh, he's asking Chaz that. Remember, Rune Reader leader. Red tiefling, runes all over, tattooed all over him. Best friend of Raudos.
The cunt. Okay, got it.
Cunt. Please. If there's any cunt around here, you're looking at him.
Oh boy. Today's the morning of the wedding, right?
Yes, it is.
I want to go. I'll see you at the wedding, Chaz. I need to go talk to the Wickermen before shit starts.
All right. With that, he gives you a little smack on the back of the head, walks out, and on the way past, you hear, "Oh, hey, Vanna. Wait, what the fuck? When did you get here?"
Is Josaku in the room as well, or did he?
Oh yeah, no. Josaku is Misha.
And I had disguise on.
Josaku, why do you
Okay, I'll
look like
take it off.
Misha?
Well, as you dispel it, form of Josaku returns. Josaku, why did you look like Misha?
Chaz wanted to prank you.
I'm gonna stab him. And can't you not lie with that dumbass armor of yours?
Well, I didn't.
I'm gonna stab you too.
Good luck with that.
First him though. Okay, let's go.
All right. So
Let's go grab the others.
Talking to all the Wickermen, and I'm assuming that you're including Pensy in that, given the fact that you,
Yeah.
Pensy, you realize you've kind of been saddled with these 4 people that you met only yesterday, but you realize that they said it's like, oh yeah, these guys are champions of gods, and apparently you're gonna be one too soon, I guess.
And I'm guessing because Amelie is probably going to be heading off earlier than everyone else for the like whole bridesmaid party, like the wedding party kind of thing.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Mm.
So I'll say around breakfast, eventually everybody meets up, and what are you doing?
I just want to talk to everyone privately, like in one of our rooms.
Would everybody be up for
Uh,
going to like one of the rooms after breakfast?
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
sorry.
Yeah, I know, right,
Yeah,
Phil?
certainly.
All right. Well, I guess everybody goes back to Varys and Josaku's room, and it's just the five of you in the room.
yeah. All I'm just gonna say is, guys, I know that there's probably gonna be enhanced security and all that bullshit today, but keep your eye out. Don't let your guard down. Maybe it's just me, but we've been ambushed way too many times when we're supposed to have the most security. So even though every single guild leader is in here and every single person with power is in here, let's all keep an eye out. Amma, if you can keep an eye out on Ventana because you're going to be the bridal party. I'm not too worried about Raldos because Andelius will again be part of the groom's party, so he should be fine. But I am a bit worried about Ventana, so you try and keep an eye out on her. I think the rest of us should try our best to keep an eye out on the wedding and see if we find anything suspicious or if anyone acts suspicious.
All right.
Can do.
Well,
Everyone
I'm
good?
not the most observant, but I'll keep my eyes out.
All we need to do is just be on guard.
Will do.
Jasaku, Finn, Isaac.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do my own thing.
How much do I got to pay you to be on guard, Isaac?
There is no monetary amount.
I'll give you 1,000 gold.
I have like 34 times that.
Can I have a
But
1,000
you,
gold?
but you could have 35.
All right, fine. I'll keep an eye out or whatever at this dumb little wedding we're at.
I thank you, Isaac. I love you. Jasaku, can you keep
Isaac
an
has
eye
a
out as
very
well?
one-track
Yeah,
mind today.
I'll make sure to as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, then back to the thing. Everybody arriving at the wedding. Amelie, you are let in as part of the first group in. You do see that there are a lot of attendants, servers, a lot of things like that in the room. So you understand that everybody is going to kind of be like let in, say first at a certain amount of time. All right. And first up, say as one of the members in, say everybody is going to be then allowed in the room. You see these massive processions going in. Let me actually swap over the scene real quick. I need to go to this one. There we go. So all right. With that, everyone is standing around in there, and you do see that there are that people basically being pulled aside to be let out at first. All right. So first of all, you do hear, "Attention, everyone! Attention, everyone! Thank you all for attending the nuptials of the Mage Khan of Thorn and his bride-to-be, Lady Venhana Sethor. Allow me to begin by introducing the guests, starting with the groom. Introducing MageCon, Rauto Soyal, Lord First of the Arcanum, leader of the Sprinfali Carnate, the Clairvoyant, and Protector of the Realm. As you watch Rautos kind of like walk out, he's been kind of like the only one not around at this point, and he sort of like walks down the steps kind of slowly. He's wearing this like red, almost like archmagi style robes, but like very fine or very much like finery. He's dressed to the nines, like cleaned up and looking about as happy as can be. And then it starts down the line. Next up, I say Admiral Arcane, Ermos Pondra, Lord Second of the Arcanum, and Vice Admiral Arcane, Nerali Marcia, Lady Eighth of the Arcanum. And then they start to just go down the line. All right. As you all are standing there around, Isaac, you have probably been a little bit distracted, but looking around a little bit, as all of a sudden, Lady Lysandra actually appears next to you. Well, it took a little bit to find you here, didn't it?
But yeah, yeah.
Someone seemed distracted. What's on your mind?
I have a lot of better things to do than be here.
Do you now? As she slips her arm into yours a little bit.
All right,
Come
take
on
my
now.
hand.
Is there a thing with that? All right then. Okay, let me see. Well, even if you don't want to be here, surely you'll be having fun sooner rather than later. And eventually, your group are called over there. Amelie, is called over first because she is part of the, procession. And
Yes.
then they start to introduce, like, the bridesmaids and groomsmen. Hmm. Librarian Andilius Trevithor, leader of the Rune Readers, and Lady Laurenlee, Seathor of Yaliri. Let's see. Where is mine? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Lord Malor Creed, heir to House Creed, and Lady Amelie Rotier, heiress to House Rotier, and the champion of Kosseth. And you realize earlier, you weren't like paying too much attention, but you realized earlier they did call out uh what's her name? Leofiel as the champion of Saloon. So when you walk down with that, I'm assuming that you are still wearing the catalyst, right? And in a way, like you have the crown kind of buried under your horns or under your hair.
Yes. She would probably have her. She would probably have it over her horns. You know, she always keeps her horns covered.
That's fair, and it does match the outfits.
Yeah, I suppose she would, and upon being declared, she would give a curtsy, a very formal bow, a curtsy. But once she lifts her head up, she would be sure to give everyone that wide and toothy, creepy grin that she loves giving people to freak them out.
Yep, and hey, again, people are clapping for you here. And then as we get on to the processions, next up is going to be the Ceredrians. They walk out. You notice everybody that you traveled over here with, including like, the ministers and their wives. Rex walks out with Odette. Sordell walks out with Callista. Um, Next up is the Golshamites. That's just Ulcer and Rosny. Then the Imperials walk out. And as they do, you hear introducing Her Radiance, Empress Keon Kinlong III, Lady Regent of the Sapphire Empire, and Imperial Consort Caliban, Emerald Lord of the Northern Sea, and her Imperial Guard, the Seven Sterlings. And as you all walk past, stealth. Well, that's part of it. Is a little bit after you arrived, you were greeted by a very dressed up Maya, wearing a matching dress to your armor. And it's a little hard to hide when she's got you by the arm.
Well, damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Well, damn. Well, damn indeed. Next up is going to be after the Imperials. They're going to introduce the Dwarven party, and towards the tail end of that, so you guys notice that the plus ones of some of the Dwarven members are, in fact, Maya's mother and sister.
Of the Dwarven party?
Just more so like they all had invitations, and like trade relations between the Empire and the Federation have been good over the past 100 years since the last war. So they were like, hey, so this way we don't have to invite any randoms, want to just walk in together? And they were like, sure. Next up, after that, at the end of the Dwarven thing is going to be, as Pensy, you are called over. Lady Genria Stormforge, High Daughter of Caratus, and Lord Pensy Quivers of Karem. As you walk down, and everybody kind of gives you a look as to, like, who the hell is that? Kind of thing, because nobody knows who the fuck you are. Before and after you, Garim and Rie walk down, then the Yaliri, High King, walks down. Next up, you do see that that it is the Dragon Lord and his wife. After that, it is Durin, and I'm sorry, Sakura is person with Durin. Tamar kind of walks in on her own. There, she doesn't really like all of the attention, all the pomp there. Next up, though, is the Mimithians. Princess Farron Mimisath, heir to the throne of Mimithis, and High Magus Pacian Krillatath, the Stormbringer. Up next, the Anaborians. As you know, see, there's Chaz walking down with Plasia. One of the counselors, Nilobal Dalur of Dalsin, and Vanaste Zilta, the second savant of the second citizens. Then counselors Baven Nith of Dela, counselor Cassandra Merritt of Abalindil. Then it is now the Kurami's turn. You see the High Chief and the Under Chief kind of just walk in. They kind of don't do the whole pomp and circumstance. High Chief Vosk and Under Chief Jurtir. That would be the Tritons. Mimithis is the kingdom of the Tritons. That's what you asked, Hedge. Next up is Ayuda Choose walks in by himself. Chantis and Siltaxic walk together. Silta. And then the Nyrian procession gets called up, which is most of you guys. Finn. Or Isaac. Sorry. Why do I keep doing that? Isaac. I would like you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
Finn, fair play will never die.
A charisma. Okay, here goes
A
baby.
charisma
zero.
saving throw.
Oh no.
-1, baby!
Why is it not rolling?
Is it not?
Let me refresh and see if this works.
Oh wait, D&D Beyond is having trouble with charisma, say with saving throws lately. So just roll me. Yeah, just roll me a d20 and then add your charisma
Let's go
save.
3, baby.
It's
a fail.
0, baby.
As then she tries, you see,
baby!
Lady Lysandra tries to slip her arm into yours again, but this time, as you try to pull away, you look straight into your eyes and you feel kind of like, want to do what she says.
It's coming, you baby!
You want to do what she says. As you walk over, and now here comes the Nyrene procession. Uniter, Illigith Peacemaker Eleniago, and his wife, Lady Freya Eleniago.
I'm seeing what's going on.
Eye of
Isaac.
Nair, Argus Bane, leader of the Riverwatch, and the Copperhead, Melina Savannah. And you guys are at the back, Isaac. Of this like little thing. It's y'all being like let in through these like double doors out into this procession area. Lady Maya Saito of Fuzhou and Lord Jusaku Ito, champion of Tempest. And as you slowly walk down, you notice every say Jusaku. You don't even have to roll your perception check. Your passive perception notices every single Imperial looks over at you. Like they're doing their like little clap thing that you're supposed to do during that. And then Varys, as you walk in with a pair of matching red and gold dresses on either arm. Let's see, Rat Queen, Misha Sand, leader of the Desert Rats, Lady Yuliri Ashflight, Aristahouse Ashflight, and Varys Amakir Bane Ribbers, champion of Valkyr. And then, while this is going on, Isaac, You feel kind of a chance. You're like, Lady Lysandra, yeah, she's really cool. You're like, yeah, she's awesome. You don't mind if I slip into something a little bit more comfortable, do you, young man? As she kind of
By all
flips,
means.
she flips her hair down, flicks it back, and then where was on like Maine, now see woman a little bit older, like late 30s, as opposed to like Lysandra's appearing of like late 20s. Uh, brown wavy hair, and wearing that purple dress there, waving back. Isaac Beecher, champion of mask, and Lady Jade, the enchantress of Kud. As you all, both are let out, all of a sudden every head in the room is turned to you. It's like, well, dear Isaac, you better say, I guess I need to be doing this by myself for a moment. As you see about 100 weapons, spell casting focuses, and everything else are now pointed straight at you and her. As the charm drops. And that name, when it clicks, you realize that name is familiar. The Enchantress, the leader of the Sorks, and effectively the second in command of the entire Solitudes after Godak.
Okay, if you would have just told me who you were, I would have been down.
Aw, I wish I would have known that, young man. This could have been a lot more fun that way. But oh, as you
Can I
slowly see Raudos walking down the procession. What are you saying, Hedge? Because you're off in the crowd now.
Yeah, I'm off with the crowd, but I'm sure like I'm with the Nigerian crowd, right? So I'm sure Argus is nearby. I just like lean over from like with the auxiliary and Misha next to me. I just lean over to him and I just go, I told you something would happen, but you didn't believe me. Oh, look, all the powers of the world are here. Doesn't stop things from happening. That's
And
what I
you
come
get,
back.
I was like, Varys, look around. As you see, even like Chroma is pointed at her. Like every single magic user basically has a spell basically ready to like launch at her. The only person not aiming it, strangely enough, is Raldos, as he's now walking down the line as people are creating a path for him. Well, hello, Lady Jade. I don't remember giving you an invitation to my wedding. Oh, but I do have one, dear Mage Khan. It's right here. No, I say as you see basically like this tall red one who you would have been introduced to as Thiel Shadesbane, the lawbringer of the Arcanum. I say it's like no sudden moves. As she reaches very slowly into a bag, I say into her handbag, and pulls out a little piece of paper and hands it to Isaac. Young man, if you would be a dear and take this over to him.
I take it to him.
As you hand it, he takes it from you. Thank you. And stay down here, Isaac.
I
Opens up
walk
the piece
back
of
in front of
paper.
her.
Say what?
I walk back in front of her to block off anybody trying to like to send any like stuff at her, you know?
This invitation is addressed to Dreadlord Godak Ronkek. Why is his name replaced with yours? Well, unfortunately, the Dreadlord is a little bit indisposed after the recent attack on Vorgank. The rebuilding effort is still underway, and he thought it unwise to leave the country completely unguarded. So he decided to send me instead. Really? He thought it was a good idea to send a woman who is wanted in this country as well as pretty much every other for stealing some of the most priceless artifacts and magical items that our countries have. And unfortunately, that is part of why I'm here. I have the circlet of resonant spears in my possession as a peacekeeping. I say a sign of peace, a truce, and a sign of good faith between Kud and the Khanate of Springfall. You see every single tiefling in the room, their eyes kind of go like, wait, she what? This? Let me post the picture of this thing. If you don't mind. She slowly pulls out this circlet, this little crown, and is holding it in both hands. And Isaac, you can feel it radiating energy. In the same way that there are a lot of very powerful items in this room right now, by the nature of everyone kind of around, and you've gotten that vibe with your attunement to magic, you feel that same kind of vibe as, I would say, as everyone else's. This is a very, very powerful item. Even Raldos is a bit taken aback by it. Isaac, can you bring me that, please?
I cast Mage Hand and I hand it to him.
Right. Everyone, stand down. This is the order of the Mage Con. This woman is here as a diplomat. And as such, as she has actively committed no crime while here this time, she has diplomatic immunity. Thank you, which means Lawbringer. By the way, hello there, Theo. It's so good to see you again. It's been some time. You'll do well to keep quiet while the MageCon is speaking, witch. Oh, so rude as ever. Oh well. Oh, do I get to enjoy the party with everyone else, dear MageCon? As a diplomat of Kood, the Khanate of Sprinfall accepts your peace offering and if you are here when when business is to be resumed here, you will do it. And as you can see, a couple people about to raise objections to her being here. It's like, provided you do not commit any crimes while you are here. No stealing of magical artifacts. If anything disappears, we know exactly where to look. Oh, that's fine. I'm not here to cause trouble or steal anything. I'm supposed to be an official government dignitary now. So, I may as well. And then you hear another booming voice join Raudos's. And in addition, anyone who decides that it is a good idea to pick any sort of aggravation or fights with the Lady Jade will also have to answer to the Dominion. As you see, this is the Dragon Lord basically sticking up for that because of their close ties to Kood. As everyone slowly starts lowering their hands and blades, it's like Argus leans over to you, Varys, and says, "Still counts. She didn't start anything." Well, let's party. As the enchantress, Jade, loops back her arm back into Isaac's and basically starts pulling him down the stairs. All right. Everyone here, you have some time to mingle. Also, Phil, remember how I said it was random that you found a date?
Yeah, it was not random.
It was not random.
Nobody thought it was random. Did we all?
Did nobody believe? Yeah, I'm sorry to rain on your parade, bro.
Okay. I mean, I knew, y'all probably knew it, but at the same time, like,
I for what it's worth though, I thought she was like one of the Nier or something.
no. That would have been found out almost immediately. She's a level 17 spellcaster. She is almost as powerful as a member of on the Arcanum. She also has attuned to 7 magic items. Is that now, Isaac, dear friend of a friend in Godak, would you like to have fun now?
Doing what?
Mingling, talking. you want to watch a bunch of world leaders squirm as I walk over?
With what I'm about to do, I don't think you want to be anywhere near me.
Oh, fine. Tell me when you're done with your thing. I would love to go around messing with people a little bit for it. Speaking of which, who are you going to go talk to? That way I don't mess with them.
The
Well,
uniter
you're
of
going to go
Naya.
talk to the Uniter. Okay.
Yeah, if I'm still in this wedding by the time I'm done, yeah, we can go mingle with people.
Fair enough. All right. I would like everyone to roll me a d20. We're gonna go from lowest to highest. That will be the order of which we do say we do like the mingling stuff and everybody getting to do what they say go talk to who they wanted to. Okay.
Please tell me you got a one. Please tell me you got a one. Please tell me you got a one.
He got a one.
Damn.
You're kidding.
Get fucked.
Get absolutely fucked, Jose.
14. Okay, so Kiwis is gonna be last. We're gonna start with Jose. Yes. As
Double marriage incoming, dude.
Josaku, you're kind of like standing around, kind of on the ground,
Nice
trying to
one,
make
partner.
yourself a little bit unnoticeable, and then you see Lordito. You hear this deep voice, kind of, as I say to you behind you.
Hmm.
Lady Saito. As you turn around, and it is Lao Hu, leader of the Seven Stars, who you know as the greatest swordsman in all of Sapphire, probably your childhood idol, and also one of the only swordsmen considered to be on Argus, one of the two swordsmen in the world considered to be on Argus's level.
Oh, sir, I bow.
The Empress, say as he returns like a polite bow, the Empress requests an audience. Ah, Hedge was so excited for this shit that he's gonna not be here for it. That sucks. Either way, with that, you are now, as a, you are then led over by Lahu to the other side of the party, and you do see this again, very beautiful, jet black hair, dressed in fine, as in gleaming finery. Standing next to a tall man who does actually tower over her, and he's even taller than Lao Hu. You know these to be the Empress, Sapphire Empire, Kion Kinlong, the say arguably most powerful woman here, arguably. And surrounding her are the other six.
Oh,
I forgot
please,
one.
you have Amelie in the party. No one is as powerful as she is.
Although I would love to see. Again, the other six Sterlings standing on either side of them. Your Radiance, my Empress. I present you Lord Josaku Ito, Champion of Tempest, and Lady Maya Saito. You. She waves a hand over. And you just feel this woman almost like walking towards you. What's your passive insight?
My passive insight 20.
20. So with a 20 in your passive insight, you can feel her almost dissecting everything. He also left off champion.
Dear?
Yes, I have heard of your exploit. When I heard that there was an Imperial Bushino traveling, you're trying to, what is the term? Save the world. I was a little bit aback. I had heard of no such order. Then I heard an order given by this. By the way, absolutely. And again, you over and kind of gotta agree with her a little bit there. Maya does look really good. Look really good, and again, this long, flowing purple dress. I say like, listen, whatnot, and everything. And again, yeah, and then you your eyes backwards, and you realize that the Empress is like inches from you. Now tell me, if it came to the day mission has been completed, where would your loyalties lie? Lie with your empire, Roman Nair, your lady, me, state Empress's curiosity. One champion of a revolution, any country, already a powerful ally for that country, and you hold not one but two.
I would hate to disappoint, but my answer would lie with my lady.
Loyalty lies with me. That answer is acceptable, Saku. The Saito family has served me loyally, and my mother, and her mother before that, for many, many generations. If your loyalty lie with the Saitos, then there is no quarrel. And this mission that you were sent off on by Lady Saito, by our dear Hisako, why? Why would she send off her daughter's protector?
To more efficiently protect.
Away from her.
A dull blade wouldn't provide much.
My lady, I say my empress, if I may. As you hear Lao Fu speak up. Of course, old friend. He does speak with the words of the Bushi. And you do know, like, basically the eventual hierarchy of the Bushi, Lao Fu is seen as like, or Lao Hu is seen as like the apex of the Bushi. Like, he is the de facto leader of the entire. It's not quite an organized order, as it's more of like branched off into different sects for each city and each province and whatnot. But but every single Bushi answers to him, and the only things that can override his word are that directly of a upper tier liege lady like Hisako or the Empress herself. If his if his tales are of anything to repute, he has aided in the slaying of several prominent creatures, including an adult white dragon that was attacking our border. I say from the reports I have read, he performed admirably in combating it. Did he? Then your countrymen are great. Pardon my doubts as to your loyalties, and please enjoy the party. Actually, Lady Saito. Yes, my empress. You have not met my consort, have you? Beloved, as you see the man he's been kind of disinterested in this conversation. You can really easily tell that with your insight. But at that word, he kind of like perks up a little bit. Yes, beloved. This is that young adventurer that was told of us. The one with multiple reveries. And then in your mind, I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Okay.
It's not necessarily bad.
It's not rolling.
Yeah, no, roll me a d20. And then add your charisma save to it.
Plus
9.
1.
Okay, so yeah, no, he instantly goes in. You feel this oppressive presence in your mind, almost as if like there's this person exuding their own gravity in your head. You wield the weapons of gods, little warrior. Question is, are you ready for what is ahead? And the voice sounds a little bit different, a lot deeper than it does like outernally, but you realize this is probably his real dragon voice. And remembering that Caliban is an emerald dragon, you know, like emerald dragons are like peak psionics. Like they are the most adept at psychic abilities of anything, so they actually have a degree of telepathy. A very strong telepathy.
What lies ahead is what I'm training for.
Shall see if time proves you worthy. Well, I don't want to take up too much, terribly more of your time. For after all, there is the whole party to me. I believe you're sitting on the opposite side of the room as us for the reception. Shame. I would love to talk with you more later over some tea, maybe some onigiri. What do you say? The invitation of an empress. With a condition, I will not have you beheaded. I promise. This you have on my honor as.
Then I shall accept my empress.
You hear Lahu laughing a little bit. She is joking with you, boy. Not be so tense. If you were wanted dead, we would have had you pulled out of the archive and brought over, and you would not be standing here. There is nothing to fear.
Well, that is reassuring.
As is your answer. Greatly satiated my curiosity. Now, you do. And you do know that it is customary as when something you didn't do when you walked up because the fact you were so scared you forgot to do the thing where it's customary to basically like either like completely like what's the thing where like the Japanese like completely like kneel?
Oh fuck! I know the name of that.
Wait.
Yeah, like you know what I'm talking
Like
about.
a
Where like
kowtow?
no, the one where like
Or-
they are like completely like kneeled forward, like
Nose to the ground. I know what you mean.
no, it's the ground. Yeah, no, you're either supposed to do that to the Empress, or if you are of a position of standing, you are supposed to basically like, if you are a man, you are supposed to like give something on the tips of her fingers, only, not anything higher. As she holds up your thing, there is something you forgot to do when we first.
Right. I reach over to do that.
And you do. With that, she draws back. It is lovely to have formally met you, Yosaku Ito, Imperial Champion Empire.
It was a pleasure to meet you, my empress.
Dogeza, thank you. I could not remember the fucking name. Alright, so
Let's go.
next up on the list is gonna be Amelie.
All right.
So Amelie, eventually you were actually pulled to the back. Is there any mingling you want to do before you're pulled to the back?
Uh,
Anybody you want to talk to? Actually, let me provide a whole list of people who are here.
she's mostly preparing for the big event. Like I said, she's planning on doing a lot of spells, so she's planning for that. But if she was going to talk to anybody, it would be to Mailer, and it would be very briefly. It would just be to, kind of, get the room, make sure that he's doing all right. Try the hors d'oeuvres. I made this plate, and so on. Just, casual
Thank
talk.
you. A little bit nervous. Usually, I don't go anywhere without I don't go anywhere without Karin, so it's weird to have it. It's not that these, as you look around, there are soldiers like lining the room of the wedding hall, and on top of the fact of you're surrounded by all the best mages, including his grandfather and whatnot. It's like not like we're not safe, but at the same time, it's a little bit nerve wracking to be away from him.
Stand? I do miss my guards. Mom had to commission fire retardant uniforms for him.
He chokes a little bit on his wine at that one because he wasn't expecting that line. Honestly, that tracks given what I've heard about you. Not gonna lie, your
Nothing
temper's a
good, I
little bit.
hope.
I was like, well, your temper's a little bit famous, but I figured, what did they do to piss her off? Something I don't plan to do.
Good talk. Good talk. She looks around at the ballroom or the the social area, and she kind of looks around, sees if anybody is like within earshot of their conversation at the table.
Actually, everybody's more so like standing around mingling right now. You're not in the reception hall. You're in sort of like this area right outside of like the place where the wedding will actually be. It's sort of like this mingling before the actual ceremony.
Either way, she's people watching at the moment, and she kind of leans over and kind of nudges Mailer just a little bit to the in the side, and she says, "Anyone catch your eye?"
What do you mean?
Well, personally, I see that one woman in the yellow dress with her hair put up, the one with the red hair. Yes, she is quite interesting to look at.
Who are you speaking about?
Literally just anyone. I'm just making up someone.
Okay. Well, funny enough, there is a redhead in a yellow dress. I don't know how the fuck you manage this, but it's actually Leofiel.
Oop. Well, good enough.
Sorry?
Good enough.
I don't know how
Maybe.
you picked that out, by the way. I mean, there's also a redhead in a red dress. That's Illyri. There'll be others, and yeah, and you're right. You've never seen. I say you've never seen even pictures of Leofiel dressed to this level of finery. She basically has almost her hair woven with vines, but instead of it looking like ratty, it looks very elegant and very, very much like her dress is almost made out of sunflowers as well, or like sunflower petals. But it's like it still
Yeah,
looks like a dress. It doesn't look like it's like patchwork. It looks very well made.
yeah, I can get behind that. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. She's gonna point out. She's like,
The
Leofiel
moon
actually cleans
speaker
up really well.
speaker does. Personally, the person I was most surprised by was over there, as he points at Sordell,
Ooh,
um, who, in case you guys forget what Sordell looks like, he looks like this.
ooh. She nods, understanding. Yes, big.
And you
I
do
do
see
get.
basically Callista on his arm and whatnot, and you remember them saying that they weren't together anymore, yet they're here together. Fun. So, with that, it's like, he mostly caught my eye, and she doesn't look at all either. Your friends cleaned up pretty well.
Unfortunately, none of them. Well, I'm not going to speak for anyone, but let me just say you're going to have to work very hard to get anyone's attention.
Oh, Don't worry about that. About that, my dear fiance. As he puts like some extra like comedic thing on it. I'm not worried about that. I say I'm not
She's
exactly looking for that kind of attention.
she sticks her tongue out at him and just kind of returns to people watching before getting on with her day.
Yep.
Well,
And
I
eventually you
do have.
are led to the back, where you do find Laura Lee there, and yeah, y'all will be kind of in there amongst the wedding procession before everything gets started. Next up is going to be the 7, so that is going to be Isaac.
All right, boys, it's time to burn some bridges.
Oh boy.
All right,
Oh
so
boy.
the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a glass of red wine, and I'm gonna go look for the uniter.
I am so glad I did something back behind the thing. Go for it. You find him.
Lord Uniter. It's fancy seeing you here.
Champion Isaac Beecher. I remember, haven't formed yet, but August Bain has spoke very highly of you. Freya, do you mind this young man having a little bit of a moment? Of course.
A lot of fine food here. You know, much more expensive than anybody in my village could ever afford to in like their whole lives.
Sure to show.
I also find it interesting that you managed to make it out here with all the problems going on in Naya currently. Oh, I would think so, considering when I last talked to Argus, he said you all were content to let Gerda Shaw ride because it meant that there was less focus from the limbs
He
on
gets
other cities.
very serious here. I would highly request my choice. I would already have Smiles' head on.
That seems to be the common theme, you know. If it was
No,
my thing and stuff,
no.
even though
If
I'm
it
talking
was
to the
only
leader.
my choice, remember how this
Uh-huh.
works. I am beholden to an entire well over 100. I'm missions.
I'm
Require
sorry to
approval.
interrupt you, but you keep cutting out
Oh, sorry.
sometimes.
My decisions still require approval by all of them. Any push I have made to focus any sort of resources on Gerda Shell have been shot down, much to my chagrin, much to my endless frustration. If you do not think I care about what is considered, what I consider my biggest failure in life, the fact that an entire city is in the madman, young man, you are sorely.
Yet here we are, the greatest
I was
champions of our
told to
country.
come here, and he was
Oh,
as
of course.
well.
I forgot you come at the beck and call of every other of one nation's leader. I didn't realize we were ruled by a puppy. I would like to remind you of something you seem to have forgotten about, and you can tell this to the rest of the council. And I throw my wine on him, and I say, "This is a reminder of the blood on your hands." And I walk away.
As you see, it is magically, like, very quickly cleaned off of it. And you see Argus looking over, and he's like, what the fuck did he just do? Before Illigith is like, no.
Oh, and I throw my River Watch symbol at him and consider this my resignation.
So, are you actually?
Yeah, he's retiring from the River Watch. He'll continue working with the Wickermen, of course, but he's not going to be a member of the River Watch anymore.
As you see him you do see that he caught the thing and he's holding it. You do see that now there are several people looking at you here. And now, as you walk back over to Lady Jade, she's like, well, wasn't too hard to decipher what you're saying. You hate that smiling freak too, don't you?
I would say more than anyone, except for, the giant lizard, threatening the entirety of the world.
Oh. Yeah, I've never really had any bad interactions with a smile, but however, his methods tend to leave a bad taste in my mouth. See, as someone who prefers to take things without breaking, not exactly my style. Danger. But correct me if I'm wrong. You really think you can walk away from every
I'm the champion of two gods at this point. If I can't, who can?
harder than you think? You don't think there have been leaders of solitudes who have tried to walk away?
Then maybe I shouldn't be walking away.
Probably. But it's your choice.
Wait, are we talking about walking away from the solitudes, or are we talking about walking away from the Weaver Watch?
Are you asking that to Jade?
No, I'm asking that to you. I
Oh,
don't know.
she's leaving it open-ended.
Okay, well, okay, never mind. Then I'll leave it open.
She's leaving it there where it could mean either one. Well, the thing is, if they send others after everyone else who was, and I've been sent to quite a bit.
Sorry, every time you talk quietly, you cut out.
Yeah, sorry, and I've been sent quite a bit over 400 years of life. Imagine
Wait,
who they may.
400 years old?
Don't I look great for 400?
Yeah, you look really good. Dang, what's the secret?
Thank you.
Is it
Little
sperm whale
little bit
skincare?
of magical secrets. A little bit of magical trade secret. I think she's 400. Let me make sure that I got that right. Description. Yeah, 409.
Is she an elf viper?
She is not. She is very human.
Sorry.
There are spells which can give you effective immortality. It's just, most people don't use them. Or can't.
I hope I look half as good at your age.
Not only time will tell.
But the joke is I will be dead, because I am not.
Oh, I know. Time will tell whether or not you'll live long enough to live my age. Or to live till a tenth of my age.
Yeah.
You're more interesting than you were made out to be, Isaac Beecher. I think I'm going to quite enjoy this party. Now, young man, why don't you get a thirsty?
What is the lady having?
Dealer's choice. As long as there's some form of intoxicating element.
Alright, I go get her like the fanciest drink.
All right, and with that, did you later want to talk to the Kiradusis?
I'd like to try to. I don't know if they'd be interested in talking to me after all that.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky because that one would have benefited a lot more than this one would have, TBH.
Yeah, but this is something he would do.
Fair, absolutely fair. Next up is going to be Varys.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you say you wanted to talk to?
It was the counselors, the what I can't remember, not but the counselors from Arambora that had come, and Chaz. Well, no, the Chaz is here, Chaz.
All right. Well, as you walk over, they're leading both again, doing that, and again, you've got like a little bit of clout to your step. You've got that little bit of.
Before I walk, because I want to talk to Chaz, I just so I'm just like, ladies, if you don't mind giving me 5 minutes, I want to go introduce Chaz, someone I know from Gulrin, to someone from Naya. I hope you would you mind giving me 5-10 minutes?
Oh, absolutely. I say Misha's like, duh. I say take your time. I say we still have like another half an hour before the wedding starts.
Perfect. And then, do you guys want to
And then
go bug
Ulysses like,
the?
yes. Why don't I say, why don't we distract Pleasure? That way, you and Chaz can have some boy time.
And if you guys don't mind, we can then go bug the ambassadors from Anabor and make them feel bad about the lack of things they've done to my home city, and make them feel like the pieces
None
of
of them
shit that they are.
represent your own city.
Yeah, well, maybe they should have
And you
done
know
something
that.
about it still.
They can't.
Yes, they can.
No,
They
you
have
know
power.
that they can't. That's not their jobs. That's
Well, they
kind
should
of
stop being pussies and make it their job.
the way to do that would basically for them to leave their district and come over and replace the old ass unremovable counselor from Galrin. She's been there for like 500 years.
Yeah. I actually have something I want to talk to them about with the two of them, but yeah. I say that, and then
You talking
like,
about with the ladies or with the counselors?
Yeah. Well, once I'm done talking to Chaz, I want to talk to the counselors with the ladies. But yeah, I guess once the ladies walk up to Pleasure, I just walk up to Chaz, and I
Oh,
just
hey,
go.
hey. Oh, hey,
Uh,
Pleasure, do you mind if we talk? We steal you. Mind if we steal away your date for a moment, there, Chaz? Oh, yes, we'll be right back with Pleasure. Wait, what? As they kind of like whisk Pleasure away. Huh? How the fuck did you manage that, you lucky bastard?
A, I'm the goat. B, shitbag, come with me. I want to introduce you to someone.
I'm sorry, but he said I'm.
Oh, bitch, I'm the goat. All right, lead on, lead on, you rat bastard.
And then
I think
I walk.
I got an idea to do it.
Yeah, I walk over to the Nigerian crowd where Argus and Melina, and I'm just like, Melina, you met, but introduction from me,
Hey, Mel.
Melina,
Hey, Mel. What's up, Chaz?
Chaz, big adoptive older brother,
Oh,
Dad, Chaz,
Dad. You must be Chaz. Okay, I've heard a lot about you. Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't heard much shit about you. Other than, the reputation. But from him, not much. Much to, my chagrin.
Quick,
Melina, you mind giving us... Oh, if you think I'm leaving, if I'm walking away, you're fucking crazy. As again, Melina... By the way, she's wearing, like, this, like, long, like, black... I say black dress that, like, shows off... It's got, like, one sleeve going down the side to cover up her prosthetic. The other side, it's, like, cut off and whatnot. She is now, like, leaned back. There's a nearby table, and you see her just kind of, like, sipping, holding a wine glass in hand.
I kind of like think my like I have a good wine glass, I'm sure. Just think it to hers as well with a grin on my face.
Huh. Well, like... Before you say anything, Chaz, which I have a decent bit to say, so okay, I'll let you go first. Thank you. That's one of the words I expected to hear. Thank you for being there for Varys when I couldn't and I wasn't. You know, gratitude was not the first words I thought I'd hear out of your mouth when we talked. Excuses were, honestly, but huh. You're welcome. Little asshole. He gets that from me. Oh.
To be fair, Chaz isn't a great role model.
Oh no,
So
I'm a terrible role model. I kill people for a living. And then Melina says, "Who do you think he hangs out with?" When did this turn into a 3-on-1 against me?
Because it's funny.
What the fuck? Varys, what the fuck? Oh, no. Maybe I misjudged you a little bit. Maybe. I still don't know the full story. Not my business too. But I will say, he leans in close. You weren't there for him. If you're not there for them again, we might see how strong you really are. And I'll be more than happy to meet that challenge if that day ever arrives. As of right now, I have zero intention for it to arrive. Listen, I have zero intention for it to arrive. All right. Tell you what. After this, I kind of want to spar you just because everyone wants to fight with the world's strongest man. And the Blade of Veyron the Blade of Veyron definitely would be someone to fight against. I'm in. All right. And then all of a sudden, out of almost nowhere, drink. Chaz pulls out like 2 drinks. You don't know where he got them from. I guess that's what happens when you have like a plus 15 in sleight of hand.
Well, I just look at Chaz like after we go. I'm like, Chaz, I know you're good at killing people. How good are you and the priests at spreading rumors?
Depends on what you want to spread.
Well,
Varys, what
he's
are you talking about?
the person I want to spread rumors about is a dead man. He's dead, buried 6 feet under.
Oh, there's not. You don't need to do that. It's already going around. You don't think the moment I heard that motherfucker was 6 feet under, that I didn't start spreading shit? You're crazy.
Who says that?
Say what?
Who said that?
That was Chaz.
What did Chaz say that about?
Like,
Oh,
are you
I think
asking him who said it about?
yeah, I think you and I think you have two different people.
I was like, are you not talking about Minusol?
No. Fuck mine, so he's dead. I got my I dealt with him. There's a certain
Okay.
someone I got to deal with myself. There's a certain someone that I never got to deal with because he's dead. And he's the reason Argus wasn't in my life.
Varys. There are healthier ways to work that out. There are much healthier ways to work that out. Hey, we're cool, but shut up. Varys!
So the reason Argus wasn't in my life was because the great what is his name again, Hyper? Because you know what is it?
Oh shit,
Let me see if I have it on my notes because I might have written it down.
I wrote it down
Hold on,
somewhere.
give me 1 second.
I
I'm pulling
don't
it
know
up.
where I wrote it down. Motherfucker! I don't. It started
If you
with a
don't, it's fine.
D.
It's not. Uh,
I know it started with a D.
yeah. Hold on. Down,
Yeah, I don't. Why don't I have it written down? Random notes.
Let me see. I'm going through my notes right now. Okay.
Fuck, I don't have it written down anywhere, huh?
Don't worry. Section. Well, it doesn't matter what his name is because I don't need his name, but I can continue on without it. And he just looks the late great leader of Rimwatch, the one that Argus himself, feuded under, was led by, and that is currently 6 feet
Hold up.
under.
I'm gonna find this shit.
Yeah, but we can continue on for now. You can tell me it later.
The Yeah, I'm a find this shit because da-da-da, it would have been a long time ago though when we
Yeah,
talked
that's
about
what
it.
if you can't remember, that's completely fine.
Let's see. Uh, here we go. I thought I had it. I do not. Okay. Well, I'll find it out later.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
I wish I knew this name because this is gonna be fucking.
It's not a big deal. We don't need it right now.
Yeah, we don't, but at the same time, it's just a. Uh. Yeah. Okay. So with that,
Varsh just goes on to look at Chaz and says,
huh?
the late great apparently blackmailed my mother into not telling Varus that she was the
Argus.
Argus that she was pregnant, and he died with a wonderful reputation as the man that trained the world's strongest man and who led the River Watch. Now, I can't kill a dead man, but I can make sure that everything he worked for and his reputation is in pieces. I'm either going to do that myself at some point, Chaz, or you can help me speed it up.
Chaz is like looking over to Argus, and Argus is like, "Before you do anything, Chaz, can we? Honestly, I would like to have a talk about everything." I do not remember this guy's name, and it's gonna bug me the fact that I don't. It is really gonna bug me. All right. But yeah. Going. Um. So yeah. After that, Chaz is like, let me see who we're talking about first, and then I'll get back to you. All right. I can't make any promises because I don't know how much dirt there actually is on the person. But you said, yeah, that's bad. But by comparison, let's say Koalave kind of had a mountain of that's bad to go around. Dude's fingers were in so many illegal pies. It was actually amazing that no one had caught him already. One thing that bastard was, it was careful. Danis.
Dennis, yes, it was a deal.
There we go. Yep, found it. Danis. Let me let you talk it out with him first, and then I will get back to you with what I found, if anything. All right? I just can't make any promises. Don't get me wrong, Varys. While I would love to help you, family squabbles or something else. I know better than to get into those, and so do you. I was saying, you know that I know better.
I will leak your pawn collection to the entire world.
No one would believe you.
Yes, they would. It's you.
No, they wouldn't, because you act as if I would let you.
Yeah, I will still try to do it.
I was about to say you have no. I say, bro, I snuck into your room this morning and held a dagger over your head. You did what? 1 second. Without you waking up. What do you think I could do if I'm trying?
Dad, he's threatening to kill me.
I didn't threaten to kill him, by
And
the
then
way.
I
I
just
didn't say
grab
that
Chaz's
once.
hand and I pull him away quickly and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go and try and strong arm some of these. Well, I'm gonna go and
Yeah, he rolled a 28 on stealth this morning.
yeah. I'm just looking at him like I'm gonna go and try and gather the vibe off the other counselors because I want to see what they think.
You want introductions?
Yes, with Jesus Christ, I can't believe sweet baby hair, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Would you mind introducing my dates to them?
Oh, absolutely. Trust me. When you're dealing with 1 second, let me pull up their names. Oh, trust me. When you're dealing with Baven, it's always better to have attractive women around. He pays attention more to what you're saying then.
Ooh.
As you walk over and you find Plasia kind of like talking with Misha and Uliri, and she's like, "Oh, you boys done?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Say, what do you boys like to do now? Would we need their permission? Why the fuck can't we do what we want? Well, how does annoying some Anaborn counselors sound? Well, shit, I'm in. That was Misha, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I'm in on this too.
I'm gonna try
Which one? Which one are we annoying?
all of them.
Ooh. May I give a suggestion? Focus on Nilo Ball and Baven. Try not to fuck with Cassandra.
Yeah.
And you realize Cassandra is the one of Abolindil, the militaristic region, which is shares a border with Euralis. So basically, they're like the equivalent of that region. You know that region of South Korea that's like right along the DMZ.
So she's probably like a soldier. She has been a soldier of some sort, right?
Yes, you can see like right now she's wearing like this. Let me actually post their pictures real quick. Oh, you'll get a definite vibe from them and also the descriptions. Maven, Cassandra, and Nilo Ball. You could tell like Nilo Ball is politician through and through. He's the guy in the end. Very much like lifetime politician kind of thing. Cassandra is more of like you could see like even in the dress like you can see that there are occasionally like there's a scar here and there that didn't heal fully. And Baven effectively looks like a fuck boy.
Yeah.
You can
Baven's
tell
the guy.
he was probably
Yeah.
elected because of the fact that he's handsome.
Yeah.
Kind of like that JFK vibe.
Yeah.
Yep. Hello there. So hello again, Chaz, Blasia, and I don't believe I know you. Oh. And I would love to know more about you and your to meet you and your friends. This is one of our countrymen with black hair. You two weren't listening earlier, were you?
As they do that, Hyper, like I kind of Varus moves forward and like sticks his hand out to like shake. He goes, Lady Cassandra, it's such an honor to meet you. I've heard so much about you and your exploits. At the border growing up, you were. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for gushing, but
She is, and she is formerly she's the equivalent of a commander before she was forced to retire. She's closer to Nilo Ball's age than she is to Baven's. You can tell
yeah.
Baven is young. Like again, like he
Mhm.
would be the equivalent of like 30s or 40s, whereas they're
Yeah.
the equivalent of like 50s, 60s. Her probably closer to like late 50s, in like Elven equivalent.
Mm.
Huh. The honor is returned, champion of Valkyr. I heard of your exploits in Galrin. Good job shaping this one up. As Vanna just kind of like sitting there is like she's like, really? We just started the conversation and I already caught a stray.
As much as I would love to blame Vanna to Lady Cassandra,
Varys,
Galrin has unfortunately not had the greatest of leaders in
as
God
they all
knows
kind
how
of
long.
like, as they all kind of like look at each other in like a You have no idea, young man. As he leans over, between us, man. That crone should have retired 50 years ago, at least. Now, I can't have you talking too negatively about someone who I would consider an ally there, Baven, but you are right. Dear Beerlace does need to, is needed to retire. Unfortunately, her stalling regarding national needs leads to very little time for her own district. And you notice, like,
If
again,
I
these are very much like they're not exactly approving of her, but at the same time, they're not agreeing with you completely, if that makes sense.
if I may speak a bit bluntly,
You can.
Baven.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not. I'm more of a. I'm an adventurer. I'm more of a punch first, ask questions later type of person.
Mhm.
So apologies if I'm a bit cross, but
Let me
as
find out.
someone that's grown up in Galrun, I've seen and heard things about places like Uste, as an example. Galrun's the divide between the poor and the rich is it's quite huge. You could even say that there isn't a lot of rich left in Galrun. It's just a select few, and there's quite a lot of poor, and this has been happening for the poor past few hundred years. While I do understand Lady Brilix, how do you pronounce it?
Relace.
Brelius has had issues to deal with, and I'm sure on top of everything going on, the Uri not really helping. We've had plenty of issues over the past few hundred years. Wouldn't it be time someone younger were to step up and maybe lead Galdrin? Someone that knows Galdrin's issues. There's a lot of issues we face right now isn't with our trade. It's with the quality of life that a lot of our
Careful, careful, young man. You are again. While I do consider myself an ally to Beerlace, I do agree that her behavior as of late is not as quite not quite what I would have liked. And by the way, the things that they each represent, you know that the more mercantile state, the more merchant based one is
Mhm.
I'm pulling it up. Where the hell was my Anaboran NPC list? Okay, cool. Um, is going to be Nilo Balls. He's the southernmost, which is Daslin. Uh, then you have Della, which is the northern one. That's more of like trade with. I say they get access to like easy trade with Nair because of the fact that they share the most like borders with it along the main roads. So as a result, like while the other one is very much like craftsman and other whatnot, Della, which is Baven's one, again is very much more like trade based, and like that's the base where all of the goods by land kind of come through Dela, because Abilindil gets the military stuff, so they don't really run trade through the mountains as well, because again, there's a mountain range to the northern border of Abilindil. So you know that these are a little bit more like well off ones between these two,
Mhm.
but you're getting a lot more reception with Baven. He's like, oh, hey, if you have anyone in mind, I would be up for giving him endorsement as long as Beerlace no longer I would say wants to bore us to tears on issues that should have been settled 100 years ago, trying to fight some sort of old woman's fight for a bygone age. Even
I
you will
do
do
have,
well to speak respectfully of our colleague. Why? There's no press here.
and while I do have the utmost respect for the Berelace for what she has done in the past, I'm a mere 22 and quite young,
Oof,
but
you are a
with
oof.
half of
Ah,
very young.
makes sense.
Mhm. Uh,
Looking good though. Still repping, still repping the drown, making us look good.
Mhm. I have a suggestion in mind. Might not fly with everyone, going to be quite honest. But I'm hoping.
I'd say at this point, Chad leads is like, might I suggest scheduling a meeting while everyone's still in town and doing it after the wedding for that one? If you're gonna nominate who I think you are.
Who's he thinking about, Hyper?
You could tell it, and then he leans in. It's like, is he gonna say your fucking mom?
Yeah, I whisper back. Yeah, she's a better fucking option
No,
than
dude,
most people that go.
dude. After, not here.
Under the wonderful couple. Would it be possible for us to set up a meeting after all this is done? Probably best not for everyone to hear. I'm sure there's plenty of Andelius spies listening in on our conversations right now.
Oh, there's no spies here. We're as close to Berlice's spies as you can find here. However, there is
Oh,
no.
I'm not
She
worried
has
about Berlice's spies. I'm more worried about Andelius's.
Andilius. He's a crafty one, isn't he? Very well. I have some time free. Or say tomorrow evening. As do
Oh,
I. I'm game. Say let's make a dinner out of it, especially if you bring your lovely compatriots there. By the way, you two are absolutely stunning in those dresses. Damn, I'll say everyone here looks awesome. I'll say, and also, I'll say Varys, my champion, dude, you got that shit on.
so I kind of like I go to give him like a bro hug, like does he seem
Gets
chill
you.
like that?
I'll say he
Yeah,
gets you like
and
a fist bump.
and I just like pull him close and just whisper, bro, just chill with the compliments. They could kick both of our asses, both of them. So like, just do whatever advice. Like, pull back.
You tell me to chill on the compliments, and you give me yet something else to compliment them about. Can you make up your mind, man?
God. Uh,
Well, I'm happy to meet you tomorrow. Verisamic here. Oh! Did it take you that long to realize? Okay, maybe I was a little bit distracted when he walked in. What? Talking to Vanna. I was having a conversation. He leans over. Can you blame me, though?
Christ. What a horn dog.
No, I get it. He's just. You could tell he's hamming it up on purpose.
Yeah.
And, like, that's part of, like, his facade is that he's, like, this, like, overly charismatic, overly, like, flattering person.
Hmm.
You can definitely tell. Like, it's not hard to tell. It is, like, a persona.
Hmm.
You feel like he's probably smarter than he's letting on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to do it. Oh, enjoy the party. I do think the wedding is about to start soon.
And I clink my glass as well.
Pleasure to meet you, champion of Valkyr.
Pleasure's all mine, counselors.
That didn't go how you expected it to.
Nope, they were much more nice than I expected.
They kind of okay. Do you wait? You know, shit. You're not American. Fuck. So back a few months ago, I would say actually about a year ago, there was a She's a senator, right? What was it like, Diane? Fellow Americans, help me out. The really old one.
Fucking Diane Feinstein, dude.
Yes, like the way that she was looked at before she passed away, like she was too old and like that kind of like it's like okay, she needs to go, kind of way. That's kind of how people look at Beer Lace because she's like 850. She's like towards that end of that line. The equivalent, she's like in her 90s. I love how it was spelled. 800. Not kidding. All right, so now Kiwi
Yes.
finally gets around with you. This is the punishment for once. There's a punishment for rolling high. I am sorry. Okay,
No,
so
it's fine.
you and I'll say you and Genria walking around, and you said that you would like to speak to the
The
You said you
Triton.
wanted to speak to the Mythians,
Yes.
or the Mimithians. Sorry. As you walk over, you do see that there is something there. As you see, Kari is hanging around. There is one of the dwarves around, actually, talking with her. As you do remember that they walked in together.
Right.
I believe. Let me. Where the hell did I put Kari's thing? She walked in with Brumman. It's like, ah, Fancy, come over here. I say, Genria. I say, Fancy, Genria. Come on, come meet the Mimithians. It's a rare opportunity. That it is indeed. Hello, surface dwellers. I am High Magus Pacian, the Stormbringer. Pacian, must you always hype yourself up like that? My lady, if I do must say, I am the hype. It is a pleasure to meet you, Lady Genria, and to you, Pensy. Quiver, it was correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Hello to meet you. I am Princess Faerun.
Well, it's
As
quite a
my
pleasure to meet you.
quite bombastic companion has announced himself, High Magus Pacian. And of course, you know our dear Kari. And also another thing you notice, their outfits look like they're like wet is the wrong word, but it's almost like they've been like there's like some sort of like liquid movement to the fabrics.
Oh, okay.
Almost like a imagine a like a color themed Rorschach blot, but imagine if it's like 6 different shades of blue.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's kind of like how, particularly the princess's dress is moving around. Pathian's is much more like regal, magus robes.
Right.
Did I not? Wait, I just realized I didn't post pictures of the princess or Pacian. I'm fucking
No, I don't
stupid.
think so.
Uh, the guy on the left is Pacian, and the one on the right is the princess.
Ah.
Yep, and in case you forgot what Kari looks like, Guilds and Kari.
Yes.
Yep, and again, it's almost very. Oh, what is it you would like to speak to us about? I'm guessing you have questions about Mimethus.
Uh, Questions about everything. I've never met anybody like you, and of course, uh, to find out that an entire civilization is kept a secret from the common population is quite a shock.
You know, can you imagine how many surface dwellers tried to swim down to Mimethus, say back when Mimethus was more common knowledge?
Uh, I'm sure it's a higher number than I can guess.
You would be correct. A lot of surface dwellers drowned or created situations that were untenable for them to reside in the depths. There, our people live in a place of very high pressure, very low on the ocean floor, in the open sea. We do not, say, in addition, it is also easier if the Tritons keep to below because the Salgarhin give the rest of us a bad name.
Ah, I could
Such,
see that
such
giving you some
brutish
trouble.
people. And you would know Salgarhin is basically like where the Tritons are more basically like fish elves. The
Yeah,
Salgarhin are more like shark people.
yeah,
It's like the difference between like imagine underwater versions of like Warhammer orcs. Or not Warhammer,
yeah.
Warcraft orcs. Warcraft orcs.
Okay.
Not Warhammer. Warcraft. Warcraft orcs, but like underwater. And they, yeah, the party has fought some before, and it ended up not working out well for the priestess the second time. Yeah, yeah, they end up becoming a little bit more like violent towards surface. So imagine also if you had only ever heard of the Sagahin, and then all of a sudden you ran into a Mimithian. It likely
I
would
could
would
see.
result in mistaken identity.
Yeah, I could see how that would give you some trouble.
Yes, and also there's not much trade to be had between the Mimithians and the surface dwellers. Most of our society can run very independently of it. However, we found it useful to, let's say, to entreat with the guild system as well as the more public-facing representative occasionally. As of right now, we are some foreigners from another plane, the public eye. We are not of Avalon to them, most likely. At least that's what the common person would expect. But also, there are a select few who are permitted to come down. Guild leaders, most notably, are here to talk with Dear Kari. Oh, by the way, also, these people are like... Pacey is the tallest one, and he's like 5'2".
Okay.
Yeah,
Still
they're
taller
not
than me.
they're not tall people. They're about the same like heights as the dwarves, but they have much different builds. Whereas like Genria and Brumoth are very like stocky. These people, as you can see by their pictures, are much more lithe. They're much more lean.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's probably because of the fact that they're swimming in very high pressures. There's not much room for anything to like go under. There's a reason that whales don't dive too deep, for example. Their bodies just are too big to contain the say to
Right.
go down that deep.
Um.
Um,
Well, I mean, I'm sure I'd love to visit sometime, but I can imagine it's quite difficult to first get permission and second find a way down.
it would. I can't make any promises, but if you play your cards right, you might be able to with a few favors here and there. My
Well, that would
princess,
certainly be exciting.
are you seriously suggesting inviting surface dwellers now into Mimethys? Did I say that, Pacey? Well, no, but then I didn't say it. I'm saying if he plays his cards right. That means that the onus is on him to get to a point where he would be able to go down. Is that not the message that was delivered there, Pensy?
That is the way I heard it.
Oh. Well, is there anything else you would like to know about Mimethys?
Do you have
Magically, in terms
any
of story. Say what?
do you have any great stories to tell?
We have many. One of our most famous stories is of the legendary of the legendary Thunderbringer, Salazar, who actually traveled up to the surface. He never returned, but he died in battle against the dragon that now plagues the world. They say he carried a bolt of lightning in his hand, and that his mere laugh was enough to scare demons away.
Well, uh,
Edge completely missing it.
Oh no, I mean, I can hear that. And I'm just like,
Edge is like, wait, what?
I'm just like, they really like hammed it up, eh? When he died.
It was 10,000 years ago. A little bit gets lost in the storytelling.
Oh no, I agree. Like I totally agree with you.
Nobody
But
told
also,
them that he died first.
yeah, no. I agree with you completely, right? But also really fun.
um, well, it seems then I'll have to earn the right to get to learn more about you and your people, and hopefully I could visit your libraries when I am able to. It's been a pleasure to meet you all.
Likewise, Pensy. I look forward to if you end up are able to come down and meet us. I look forward to that day.
I do as well.
If you are ever able to come down, I'll make Pacey and give you a personal tour. Excuse me, my lady, I have much more important things to do Then take a direct order from the princess. I. As Kari leans over, I love it when she leaves him speechless. It's funny, because otherwise he never shuts up about himself. I take offense to that, Lady Kari. I'm no lady, and you know it. Shut up. Alright. Is that about it? No, you wanted with the Tritons?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Well, as everybody finishes up, I believe that there is one more person who wanted to say one more thing that was wanted to be done. Isaac, would you like to try to talk to the Kiridusi now or during the reception?
Let's go during the reception, so maybe tensions can go down.
Dude, maybe just get them enough booze and they might forget about it, bro.
You're gonna love how the tables were arranged because I actually have this shit pre-assigned.
Uh-oh.
Well, he might have to walk
Uh,
past Illigith to get to the dwarven table.
Yeah,
Fuck,
kind
I
of
don't
fun.
give a fuck, dude. I'll flip that guy off as I walk past him. I'll spit on his face. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's my goat, bro. That's my goddamn goat
Oh,
right
that's
there.
gonna be fun if you get thrown out. If you do, oh my god, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
I'm okay with being thrown out now. I'm surprised I'm not already thrown out. I'm gonna be real.
Well, that's because Illigith isn't raising any sort of suit up. But
Bro, if you
also,
get thrown out, I get thrown
that
out
does
as well,
remind me.
bro.
That does remind me. Actually, now someone would come over as Raudos will say it's like, excuse me, Isaac, can I borrow you for a moment?
Oh, but he's gonna be pissed. I low-key am ruining his wedding. Okay, yes. I'm free to talk.
I would prefer if you didn't cause any fights at my wedding. If you would like, I can organize a meeting between you and the Uniter tomorrow if you would like to give him a piece of your mind. I heard what you were talking about. But can it wait till tomorrow? Please. I don't want to have to throw out one of Amelie's friends. Because Illigit didn't raise up a stink, I'm letting the first one slide. Alright?
I'll hold my tongue.
Thank you. Just trust me. If you don't, I have more than enough ways to make you hold it.
Don't threaten me.
It's not a threat. I'm just informing you of that there's enough mages around who definitely know a lot of spells that are a lot more powerful than what you can really tango against. And that's just statement of fact, not a threat in any way, shape, or form.
$5 says I take at least one out with me.
I'd
Or
take
$5
that bet.
I'd say.
I'd take 500 gold.
Can I ask you a question, Raldos?
Go for it.
What makes you think you're so important that you get to put the world on pause just for your wedding? I walk out of
don't.
the wedding. Fuck it, I don't need to be here.
And I say, I don't. I didn't want any of this.
Okay, dude, this is crazy. Okay, dude.
He didn't. Apparently, shows of grandeur, something that helps in reinforce the peace or whatever the fuck that is. More important things to be done right now. But my whole life has been responsibility. I would have preferred just a few days alone with Venhana.
Is he talking to himself right now? Because like I said, I walked out of the
Oh,
wedding.
I thought you were so stuck around within earshot. So yeah, you walked away. Okay. Phil wants Isaac to get thrown out straight up.
Before Isaac walks out of the wedding, can I kind of like?
Oh, no, he doesn't walk
if
out of
it's
the
okay
wedding.
with-
He walks away from Raudos.
No, I walked out of the wedding.
Yeah.
Are you
Be-
sure?
Before,
Yeah, I'm 100%.
before
Okay, where are
Isaac
you
walks-
going?
I don't know, somewhere to go chill. Is there nowhere in?
No, I need a specific.
I'll go find an inn and hang out there.
Okay.
If it's all right, before Isaac leaves, right? Can I quickly just cut him off right before he's about to leave, like leave the building?
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, no. My dad's calling me. I'll be right back.
Oh fuck! Okay, no worry about it.
Well, okay. Huh. Was not expecting that, but okay.
Man, I love the curveballs we throw your way sometimes.
Well, we'll see.
Uh,
Uh,
I just love it because it's just funny to me because I'm just like I've got everything planned. Curveball comes out of nowhere.
No, I mean this one is just like this is a specific curveball I didn't expect, and one of those like I tried to plan for a lot of them, and I didn't plan for
You
this one.
you can't plan for everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
No,
D&D for you.
all right. Well,
Okay, yeah. Right
guess everyone.
before Finn
Yes.
walks in, Isaac walks in. I'm just gonna like walk, like I kind of like I don't grab Finn or anything, but I kind of walk to the door and I just say, Isaac, if you want to leave, you leave. I have no problems with anything you've done or said today, but I'd like it if you stayed here, not for Eldos,
He's
not
not here
for
right now.
Endemius. No, no.
No, Phil is not here right now.
Right, no, I'm here. I said I'm back.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
thought you said
that's what
you
he said.
had
Yeah,
to go to help tell your dad. My bad.
yeah, I came back. Yeah, I just say, I don't care about Raldos, Argus, none of those fuckers. You don't need to be here for any of them. All I'm gonna ask is if you have the time, please stay here, not for any of them, but to just help me keep an eye out to make sure no sussy shit happens. Because we did see what that crazy enchantress did, the one that he came in, and I bet people that it would happen. And nobody believed me, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but I would appreciate it if you stayed here, just so we can keep an eye out on things, make sure that none of the near show up. I have no problem, like I said, no problem with everything that happens. If you feel like you gotta leave, that's completely fine. I got your back. I'm sure the rest of the group has it too. You do what's needed. Okay, bud? I just wanted to make sure that. Well, I just want to make sure that you're okay and you know you got us, okay? You don't have to do everything by yourself. And if there's anything I can do tonight, whether or not you stay, just let me know.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on things. Then I'll roll stealth and I'll go hide somewhere and keep an eye on the
Roll. Go do stealth. Yeah.
Jesus! 230s too.
Welcome to having say expertise in stealth and also having a the boots of chaos kind.
Alright, yeah, I'll go find a corner somewhere and just like hold up and stay out of sight.
So would you say, Phil, that Isaac's going into a corner?
You
Hey,
literally put
yo!
Isaac. You put Isaac in a corner.
I did put Isaac in the corner.
All right. Well, if Isaac, are you going to stick into the corner even into the reception?
I think he said BRB. Yes, I believe Phil just said BRB.
Okay. As soon as he gets back, I need to figure out something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in the meantime, though,
Mhm.
everyone is like, attention, everyone. The ceremony will begin soon. As then everyone starts filing into the cathedral. Didn't mess it up, but also, Phil, you still there?
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go soon again. Sorry, just my dad can't move on his own, and
No, you're good.
he's making the
Question:
wheel
are you gonna
fast.
stay in the corner during the reception?
Yeah, I'll probably just stay in there to keep an eye on things like Varys asked.
Okay, that's good. All right. Okay. So with that, everyone, you move into the hall. They start up the procession. You see the music playing, everything goes on, and then as everyone is seated, everyone is there. You do see at the front Raudos there. You see Amelie standing over on the side of the bridesmaids there as they start playing the music, and of course Venhana walks in the flowing white gown in elvish decor laced with, the uh with the green coloring of the Yaliri, walking up as they begin to say it. And you realize that the person marrying them is one of the Arcanum as well, the Lady Third Disma. You noticed as she begins the ceremony. I'm not going to go do this whole wedding
I do.
speech. I'm not going to do that whole thing because let's be
Oh, you're
honest,
not gonna repeat all the vows and
the whole
You
everything.
could.
ceremony of
You
weddings
could
is
do a
boring as
little.
shit, and
Yeah.
everybody agrees with that.
What about at
You
least? I
could do
hope
a
we're
little.
I hope we're at least gonna get like a best man speech. Like, come on, Andilius.
Oh no, best man speech was at a private little thing the other
Oh,
night, last night. You weren't invited.
Ping.
Damn.
Wow, no clout.
They
With
just
everyone
called
that,
us. Just said Omega lol, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, Isaac's lucky he ran into two people that didn't who mega lol him. Heyo! But yeah, you doing it there? As then the two, say the Dismal walks over, and say Inez, Venhana, and Raudos go hand in hand. She wraps this white band around their hands and around their wrists, and it's like, and do you two agree to this bond? As long as you shall live. They do the I do's. And then you hear Disma ring out with her voice as she casts some sort of spell. All rise for Mage Khan Raudas Oyal and Khan S Venhana Oyal. As they do the whole thing of again, they're married now and all of that, doing this whole celebration. Everybody's clapping, a couple people cheering. You see Adilius fight back with I'm so proud of him kind of way. And yeah, they do that. Everybody is led out of the room for a moment. I'll say for a short moment before being led back into the cathedral, where you see that there is this almost void. All the pews have been moved out of the room, it seems, into nowhere. Before you see a bunch of tieflings go up and they throw out the tablecloths in this big display. These floating things, and they almost seem to form tables in themselves. Welcome to the floating tablecloth, motherfuckers. As you then see other ones basically food appears in their hands, and they start passing out to the various tables. Everyone is led to theirs. And yeah, so everyone here. Isaac, you are not sitting down and eating, are you? Bill's not here. Okay.
No,
Pensy,
yeah.
you are at the table with let me see who this is. People have kind of broken off from their original groups, from their their dates and whatnot. For the most part, you are sat at the table with the Kiridusi party and a few tieflings.
Okay.
Everyone else, you guys are on the same side of the room as Pensy. Y'all are on the left side of the room. The Wickermen, y'all are actually at the front table, on Van Hana's side there. You see up at the top of this little thing is going to be Raudos, Van Hana, Laura Lee, and Dilius, all that crowd. Amelie is in one of the seats closest to the front there. To the near side of you, you see the Ceretrians. Behind you, you see the Nyrene thing. Also, Jade's at your table. That's fun conversation about how it's the four actually no, the three of you, Jade, Maya, Misha, And Yuliri, as you all walked in, Nisha said, "Please keep me the fuck away from the Runadavian table."
Aye, aye, ma'am.
And doing that, it's like, she's going, I'm going too. Doing that thing. Again, to your right are the Nyrians. The Anaborans are next to the Nyrians. And the next row is then the Kiradusi and the Mimothes. Then the Golshamites right down from that. On the other side of the room, you see the nearest one is the table having all 9 members of the other 9 members of the Arcanum. The Imperials right next to them. The next row is the Runadavians, and then the rest of the Imperials, because all of the Sterlings are there, so they require 2 tables. Then the elves from Yuliri and the Kuramis, keeping going down. And yeah, and then from the rest of it is just basically like tiefling nobles and whatnot, a lot of friends, rich people, important stuff, that kind of thing. Phil, are you back?
I think he's still helping his dad.
Phil is not back. Okay. That's fine. As y'all are doing in, everybody's starting to eat. Starting to get the meal. What do y'all want to eat? Out of curiosity.
Mm,
These are
from
magic
what I was,
people. They gave out. They can give out all of the magic food that they can give.
Oh.
So like
Okay.
basically, we'll just say that whatever you speak onto it is what appears onto the plate.
Right. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm not gonna lie, I'm losing steam.
Hey, you're fine.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're good. It's getting later into the thing. But yeah, we'll just say everybody, you have your nice
Okay.
meal and whatnot before then. It is time for the gift giving for everybody. Phil, are you back yet? Nope. Okay, I'm still trying to find out where he is in the room. Um, all right. So from the Nyrian procession, they do give say this ancient tome of basically of like say a copied version of an ancient Nyrian mystical text. Basically, it has spells from around the time period of the founding of Nair, and it is well received and whatnot. And then again, going down the line with the gifts, people giving like various magical artifacts, gems, and whatnot, everything like that. Um, Bill, where are you at? Oh, not here. Let me. And again, it's just people. You do see that occasionally there are some people coming by and walking out. Varys, you said you were going to keep an eye on things, right?
keep an eye on things, and he'd want to
Okay,
talk to the
roll me active
Tritons as well.
perception. And talk to who?
The Tritons.
Tritons. All right. Yeah, absolutely. I could say that at some point during the meal, you wanted to go over and talk to them.
I'll just roll perception on this.
Yeah, roll me perception.
8.
I mean, nothing seems out of the ordinary, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You walk over and you sit down to talk to with the Mimithians. Hello there. Is there anything I can help you out with? Yes. What are you? Say, who are you, surface dweller?
I responded to Alvin. Wars Rivers, champion of Volga and member
You
of the Rogue
speak.
Watch.
You speak. You speak Aquan. As the princess replies in Aquan. Huh. Maybe there are surface dwellers with taste.
I must say, Your Highness, I'm quite being a champion of Volga does have its benefits.
That was you. I do have questions for you later, though. Some of them not best to be done in public. Yes, as do I. I knew this was gonna happen. Sorry about that, Varys. Couldn't really prep you for that one. As he
No
turns to
worries.
Kari, who again you've met kind of like in passing, but you haven't really got to talk to her that much.
Don't worry, Bora. I'm used to the Kappa questions by now.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. My mom's cat is in the other room and just stepped on the piano on the other side of this wall, so like piano keys are coming through the wall.
That's funny. If you don't mind me asking, what are some of these questions? I'm sure there's a few of them you can ask out here in public.
More about how it came to be, how you came to do it, what it's like, what he is like, and
I mean,
if there's any information about any artifacts near our neck of the woods, if so to speak, or our side of the reef, as we like to say.
I can answer the first few, no problem, but I feel like you're asking for some important information that I'm not too sure if the gods might be happy with y'all knowing. I'm going to be blunt, Your Highness. What's in it for me? Do I get a guarantee that y'all will fight with us against Nirvash when the time comes?
Oh, that's a guarantee already, my dear. For people that seem to think, including some of my ministers and our dear Magus Pacey in here, seem to think that we're safe just because we're below the waves. Personally, I disagree. Who knows what kind of allies a great worm could enlist? There are many things that live below the depths, which the surface dwellers fear. There are some that we fear as well, for good reason.
Your Majesty, if I may be blunt, you might be the first world leader I've met in quite a while that has a bit of common sense on their shoulders.
I like to think so. I don't like our isolationist policy, but I understand why it's important. If war does come to pass with this monster, then Mimethys will need allies to be able to defend. How does the saying go on the surface? They came for them, but I said nothing because I wasn't one of them. And when they came for me, there was no one left. I'm determined that the Mimithians will not be the only ones left. Dan.
Well, off the top of my head, there are two that I think might suit y'all. Two reveries. One is Salazar's, the other is the Bitch Queen's.
That is a insult. Pacian, he did not mean it as an insult, obviously. Simply put, are you saying its location is best served for us to acquire?
I think so, and I think they would suit Tritons more than they would suit us. Suit surface dwellers.
Well, if you do not mind, before we depart back for Mimethys, I would like to speak with you on these matters. If you have anyone else who has information on these, we can coordinate. Kari, how does being a champion of the gods sound to you? Shitting me?
Is Kari a cleric or a?
Kari is a ranger. Every one of the guild leaders are like solo leveled into their single class, and Kari is the one that I made the ranger.
So she would be able to use the Bitch Queens, right?
Yes, and she is chaotic, which I believe is what you have to be for it. I don't remember off of the top of my head about what Riptide requires. Class assignment. Riptide is chaotic, yes, as is Discharge.
Kari, I like you. Gonna be blunt, I would recommend Discharge because you seem nice.
You act as if the Lord of Destruction is any more palatable than the bitch queen.
No, it's more so that if you were the champion of the bitch queen, once all this is done, I might have to kill you. I'd like not to kill people
I'd like to see you
that I
try.
consider nice. I'm not the champion of just one god, and I'm
I
not
know.
at my prime yet.
I know. I'm not either.
No, he's got. This is a hedge talking. You're gonna make her get the bitch queen's reverie. I know that. It's
I
gonna be
didn't.
fun.
I didn't say that. I actually hadn't thought of
Yeah.
that before. Honestly, I had not thought of that that possibility.
But and he just looks at the princess once more and Kari and he goes, "All I ask is that in my time of need, I have allies."
Based on your name, I assume that you are related to Argus Bane.
My father.
Father. Interesting. He has helped us once before, and we owe him a debt. I will extend. Say that debt would extend to you. If Nire finds itself in need of allies against Nirvash, the Mimifians will answer. I will
It's not
ensure of
Nile
it.
that I'm worried about.
Do tell.
It's Galrim and Anabora that I am so worried about.
The Anaborans. Much more complicated relationship, that one. However, we can see what can be done. I can assure you that an effort will be can be taken. I understand that the more allies the one has, the better defended they are.
Thank
However,
you.
I think that's enough politics for a meal. Have you tried the calamari? It is delicious.
I have not. It's been a while since I've had some seafood.
She basically pulls off one of the spare forks around, has some conjure on her plate, and hands it to you.
Gives it a try. He probably enjoys seafood coming
It's
from a coastal
pretty
city.
good, but it's calamari, so if you don't like squid, it's pretty shit.
Yeah. I assume he likes seafood considering he grew up on a coastal city.
Yeah, he did, but at the same time, there's a difference between most seafood and calamari. Calamari is a. I don't like calamari, for example, and I love almost every other seafood.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, Phil, are you back? Phil is still not back.
Because
Okay. I wanted to see if he wanted to continue with the let's say with the Kiridusi thing too. But is there anything else you would like to say to the Mimifians? Edge?
oh, me? No, he just has chit chats. There is one thing he looks for out for. Does he see Malar's bodyguard anywhere?
Corin is not in here. No.
Okay, was he not invited?
No. Right now,
Okay.
it was the only real guards that were like allowed in were Admore, Boldfront, the leader of like the dwarven bodyguards, and the Sterlings. But that's because it's also like a cultural thing where the Sterlings, unless specifically ordered by the Empress, are not allowed to leave the say are not allowed to leave her side, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of doubled after the last one kind of got separated from the Sterlings and then fucking
Mm-hmm.
killed.
Yeah. And then that's it for Mars. He just
All right.
chit chats with anyone that comes up to him, chit chats with them. Then that's it.
Does anybody else have anything that they would like to do? Anybody they would like to chat with? There's plenty of NPCs to talk to. If you have anything like that, is there anything like you would like to do? Any gifts like for Raudos or Van Hana you have prepped?
Not particularly. Really, all I have is like a series of spells that I want to shoot off after they, do their vows. As like,
Oh, they already did.
the.
That was the vows earlier.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
would you like to say like retcon? What would you like to have done for the vow? Say during the vows. We can have that happen. Have that had happened.
I zoned the fuck out. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Afterwards, once the vows are said and all, she's been practicing this, and she's been working with the bridesmaids to get some kind of magical situation going. She's gonna start with uh, she's gonna start with some plant growth, making some flowers bloom and bringing a little bit of nature going on. And then she's going to cast hallucinatory terrain to, kind of expand on this effect visually. She's going to cast control wind and make an updraft of like it's 100-foot cube of wind going upward slightly, not enough to make anybody blow away or anything. It's just to move flower petals. She's ending that. She's casting conjure animals to summon swarms of butterflies overhead.
All the spell
And
slots, okay.
yeah, all of the spell slots.
Hey, you're not the only one doing it though. Say as soon as you start doing it, other members like chime in. Then Hana gives back and says, "Hey, this is a lovely Amelie. Thank you." And then again, they just continuously like layer it on.
Yeah, she's going to save her 6th level spell slot to cast Enhance Ability on Pensy and 4 other bards that she might find and give them advantage on charisma checks.
Okay, are you doing this now or later?
When the bards start performing, so I guess now.
Yeah.
I guess
It'll be after all the gifts have been given and whatnot. Is when like musical stuff is going on.
then that.
Okay, and I'm still waiting for Phil to get back. That way, when Phil does get back, we can do his thing before we go to that like next stage of the party. Oh, Kiwi?
No, I was just gonna say, is it possible to like move forward and then jump back, or is it something that could possibly mess things up?
Depends on
With
what you do.
Phil's
Most of the
stuff.
time, no, most of the time, well, okay, that one it will mess up a little bit if his thing doesn't happen first.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, it's like there's like stuff that leads to like one or the other, and yeah.
Yeah.
Um. I'm rolling really well on my d6s. I'm playing with one here over on the side. I keep rolling 5, 6s, and 4s. Oh, there's a 3. Well, there's a 1. More 5s and 6s, though. Alright. Also need to know where where Isaac is in the whole kit and caboodle. Oh, yeah, it's all that. Still playing cool. Actually, let me play it with Operation now. Probably here. Ah, here we go. It's a little bit upbeat, but you get the picture. Still haven't heard back from Phil. I'm gonna give him about another 5 minutes, or else we'll say, unfortunately, like the meeting with the Kiridusi just wasn't able to happen because he was like hanging out on the edge. Kiwi, do you have any questions about any of the NPCs that you're say that there are?
Not any in particular. I'm just trying to slowly get to know each one.
Yeah. Basically, Argus, their boss, and Varys' dad, obviously. I mean, most of there's not like too much on, but also like, yeah. Some of them, this is like their first speaking appearance, and they get wine thrown
Yeah.
on them.
I see.
Yeah, no, this is literally the first time that Illigith has gotten spoken words in the campaign.
I definitely feel like there's some things I'm missing as to why people are so mad at some of these people.
Bill is basically from his country's version of Detroit, and it's under the control of a madman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and part of the thing is that the Unity, the Nyrian like ruling council, effectively like the Senate, has voted for the most part like there's almost nothing that can be done because he like has half the city hostage basically.
Right.
So yeah, there's a whole thing with that there. Uh, and Argus's mentor basically forced Varys's mom to not tell Argus that she was pregnant because he was kind of like knowing that Argus was gonna basically become the world's strongest man, like he was gonna be the world's greatest adventurer kind of thing. And yeah, he didn't want anyone to ruin that.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those guys. Trying to think if there's anybody else mad. Oh yeah, Varys is a thing. Basically, Galrin is lack of better terminology. It's I think about it. Think about New Orleans in terms of like how it's kind of treated. It's very much like a city where there's a very clear divide between rich and poor, where like the rich parts are very rich. Or Los Angeles is a better way to look at it. Rich parts are very
Mm,
rich, but the poor parts are very poor. And
yeah.
a lot of it has stemmed from the fact of the ineffectiveness of their council representative. There's 5 members of the council in Annabora, 3 of which are here now, and the other, saying the ones that aren't here are the High Counselor for the capital um, state, and then the one that Varys is from, Galrin. That is the old one where it's basically like I said, like Diane Feinstein, where it's like she's so old,
Right.
and a lot of the issues that she tries to push for really don't matter compared to the fact that her city has one of the highest divides between rich and poor in the world.
Makes sense to me.
Yep, and that's why he's like talking about it, and like even they're kind of like sick of her like doing that when obviously there are things that need to be done. Like there are military matters that Yastra would like to do. There are more like trade matters that Baven would like to talk about that could help the interior kind of like get more stuff because to get to the capital region of Uste, you have to go through Galrin's region,
Right.
and it's just Beerlace is holding a lot of shit up. Still haven't heard from Bill.
I assume he's still helping his dad.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to start this next part without him.
I
It's the
mean,
whole thing. I also
I'm
don't want him
fine
to
with.
miss what he's doing.
Yeah, do we
Yeah, I'm
want to just
fine
put
with
a
if we
call?
need to call it
Yeah, we
for
call it
I mean,
tonight.
tonight, and
it's
then
not like a calling it for tonight kind of thing. Again, we still got a couple more minutes to wait on him. Let's see. I just sent him a DM to check to make sure everything's all right. Also, Josaku,
Yo.
you said you were keeping an eye out too, right?
Yeah.
Perception check.
Aye,
I
aye.
also said I'd keep an eye out.
Oh yeah, everyone that wants to perception checks.
Mm,
I don't
Well,
want
again,
that.
you don't really notice anything. What the fuck is with the
my
20s?
god,
No, no,
my
no,
god.
no, no, no. That's not a 20.
Unlucky.
Oh my God, Phil! All right, yeah, but I'm lucky. 12. Pensy, go ahead and roll me
No,
perception.
I lucky it.
Oh, you luckied it,
Yeah, I lucky.
you motherfucker.
Wait,
Okay,
what did I?
natural
So
20.
Why
it
did I
is
roll
nat 20.
Shit. Okay, well, let me wait till Phil gets back first.
I got like a 6, so
Okay, you got a
I don't
6.
know why it
Okay.
was a regular D20. Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I wanted to lucky, yeah.
And when Phil gets back, because he was just back, but then he had to go do something
Yeah.
for a second. As soon as he's back, we will start up his thing, and then we will move on to the next part.
This music is so goofy.
I know,
This
right?
seems like the music from oh, what's the name of that game? Speed something?
If you want to hear some really stupid music, Kiwi, let me play this one because this is really stupid. I wonder if they remember this.
Huh?
Now I can't remember the name of that game.
Okay, Phil is
There's a
back.
game. It
Do
was
you
like
guys
a
remember this one? Real
2D
quick before we do
falling
Phil's
racing
thing.
game.
Y'all remember this?
Really light. Oh, it's the beach episode!
It's the
We had a-
beach episode.
We had a beach episode way back when.
Everyone's gotta.
Yep. All right. But now, yeah. Okay. Isaac, I have something. I have 2 questions for you. All right. Actually, make that 3. Oh my God. Okay. I feel that. I feel that on an emotional level. All right. Phil, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Cool. Hey, question. Are you staying in the corner, or are you going to sit with the Wickermen at the table?
I'm definitely staying in the corner.
Okay. In the corner, I need you to roll me a perception check. Because y'all said y'all were keeping an eye out. So again, y'all are just gonna actively perceive to see if anything's going on.
14,
I got a-
baby.
14. Okay, yeah. No, everything looks kind of just like normal. Around where you're just seeing a lot of tiefling nobles and whatnot. You see a lot of money I say a lot of people with a lot of money thrown around and a lot more magic than they really know what to do with. It's like your thoughts are this shit could be used to help say Gerda Shell, and this is kind of annoying me. Um, Next of all, would you like to go talk to the Kiridusi?
Sure.
That didn't sound so sure.
I don't know if I should, but yeah, sure, fuck it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
All right. You walk over and you do see that again. This table is sitting fancy. There is an open chair. Um, it's like saying Pensy. You see Isaac walk up.
Oh, hey, roommate.
Hey, not the
Roommate.
best second, not the best second impression, but how's it going?
You know,
Ugh,
just
I don't
meeting some
say
new people.
what's a party without throwing a glass of wine on someone, hey lad? You see that Garim kind of like being over the top, and then you see Brunman, another one of the other dwarven leaders. It's like absolutely, it's not. I say I'm surprised nobody's hit anyone over the head with a mug. That's the best way to do say things. Could you two stop it? Could you keep yourselves in line? Oh, oh, come on now. Are you wanting to scrap add more? You two need to stop and behave yourselves around the royalty around here. Vegeta voice, yay! That it's like so young. Dwarf. So young man, what brings you over here? As it said, the old guy at the head of the table.
I take a deferential tone and like bow my head to him and I say, before I start, I would be rude to not introduce myself. My name is Isaac Beecher. I didn't quite catch yours.
This is Jenneria Stormford, my daughter. That is the first chair of Caratus, Lord Thorum Halfbreath. Our loud friends are Garum Stonegrip, who I believe you met before, and Lord Brumrun Frostfinder. I am Grand Duke Volgren Stormford, Grand Duke of the Kiridusi Federation. Champion of Mask, I believe. Correct? It's an honor to meet a
And
champion of the gods. It is an honor to meet a champion of the gods.
So I maybe not the best time, but I come from a city called Gerteshell, which going through a lot of problems now currently.
I have heard of
But
this city.
yeah,
Dangerous place, from what I've heard.
I plan for it not to be very dangerous for long. After I'm done with it, I would very much appreciate. See, we're a bit of a mining town. We do mining, refining ores and whatnot. So I was just wondering if once I liberate Gerteshell, if you all might be interested in investing or stuff like that.
A business proposition. You don't chase
Yeah,
around the bush, do you? Do you, young man?
I have the social skills of a dead squirrel.
You're not like to find much, honestly, much beating around the bush around here among us. See, the dwarves were a very upfront people. Some of us more than others. I feel like that was targeted towards me. Are you wanting to scrap, Admore? Garim? Garim. Please. The mines of Godashell are famed for the purity of their copper and the quality of brass it can make. Given how much how much of dwarven architecture is built on things such as brass, copper, and bronze. Having a first crack at the mines of Godashell once they would be opened back up would definitely be beneficial to the Karadusi economy. If you, young man, I am understood. If I am to understand, young Pensy will be traveling with you soon. Is that correct?
Uh, do you want to, Pensy? We're kind of risking our lives to save the world. Are you down for that?
Uh, based on the way the guild masters said it, I don't think I have much of a choice.
Listen, man, we all have choices. Look, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. If you're down to clown, then you can come with. But there's a good chance we're probably all gonna
Off,
die.
I will say, lad, oftentimes choices are made for us. We don't often have the full thing. Politics, as everything in life, is a complicated game, for example. One of the reasons that Thorum and I, despite having very different views on the world, must constantly be in cooperation is for the betterment of our people.
Well, I mean, I can't say I've never thought about adventuring before, but it's quite a way to start.
Ah, if that is the case, Pensy, I will arrange for someone to have a sort of communication device that way young Isaac can use if he manages to free his home. As the Federation would be very interested in Gerda Shelley copper.
Well, this
Well,
went a
that's
lot
great
better than I
news.
thought it would.
You don't quite realize how much people lack for your homeland's product ever since the fact that it was cut off, do you?
Well, I mean, considering most times when I bring up my homeland, people will just kind of mock me or talk about how they don't want to help with it. I just thought most people didn't think much of us.
We don't think much of the way the city is run. The people there and the resources that the city can provide or something else. Every life has value. The only difference is what that life decides to make its own value. Our actions determine it. The people of Gerteshell have done nothing wrong to diminish their value. Can't help that they have a madman at their, let's say, breathing down their neck.
So, are all you dwarves this cool, or are you guys just like special?
There's a reason I keep getting elected.
Cool. Well, pleasure talking to you. Welcome to the party, I guess, Pensy. There's a corner with my name on it, so I'm gonna dip, and then I disappear.
Why don't you sit here with
Uh,
us?
I'm already in the corner.
I'll say, as you say, it's like there's a corner with a. Let's say, Volgren says, "Why don't you sit down with us, lad?"
I just made like a huge scene. I don't know if you guys want to be
I
seen with
don't
me.
care.
Can I sit on the corner of the table?
As he
Still gotta
indicates
be
to
in
the
a
seat
corner.
across from Atmore.
Okay, I sit in the corner of the table.
Okay, well I need to now then. Okay, so Josaku,
Yo.
what you see is say first of all, you see that Isaac has taken a seat about a good 30-40 feet from Illigith, and you see like Ari's kind of like going like, oh god, I'm gonna have to deal with this later. And across the room, something also catches your eye a little bit. You notice that there's a couple. I'll say that like some of the people across the room, like everybody looks a little bit on edge for some reason, but mostly the Imperials. Really, all you get.
I'm not gonna lie, the music I thought is a bit too goofy.
What?
For what's going on right now?
All right. How about this?
Listen,
How about this? I will stop. I
Everyone's
will
on
stop.
edge
I'll
while this
stop. I'll
music
stop.
is playing.
everyone's on edge, and it's just like the beach
No, no,
theme.
no, no. Not on edge is actually the wrong word. Everybody just looks a little bit like they're still trying to figure out. Like it's like okay, like several people saw Isaac go over and they thought he was making a beeline for Illigith. So like some people looked like they were about to stand up. Everybody's kind of like chilling as he sat down with the dwarves.
Mhm.
And the only people who didn't like immediately like de-stress after that were the Imperials. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
hard for me to take things seriously with this song because I just flash
Right.
back to me wearing my Hawaiian
Well,
shirt,
speaking of
sunglasses
the
on, and bumping my head.
speaking of the Imperials, it is now time for the Imperials to give their gift. I say, great Mage Khan Raldos from the Empire, bestow upon you the greatest of gifts that we. Beloved, if you would please. Absolutely. As you see him start to like wave his hands up, as you see the walls start to crash onto the sides, as out of Caliban's back emerges two gigantic black wings. I'm sorry, I think I need a little bit of something for this. How about um you actually called that hedge.
I knew it. I'm literally not shitting you, Hyper. I knew it the moment you mentioned his name all those sessions ago.
Really?
Because you like at first I believed it, and then I kept on thinking, and I kept on thinking. I read all your lore as well that you posted, right? And I'm like, that's strange. And then I had like a sneaking suspicion. And then the wedding came up, and this guy showed up. So like, huh.
I mean, he would have
And
come
this
with the
that's
Empress anyway.
yeah, but like this is like it just all clicked. But I was like, this fuck is Nirwash. Any from the moment you mentioned, I was like,
Well,
I knew
so
something was gonna happen.
with that natural 20 perception, you also see something also crazy.
Oh, I do.
As you see a certain group of people start to cough. Those
Oh.
people are Lord Second of the Arcanum, Ermos Pondra, Leofiel Aspenvale, High Chief Jutir, Ayuda Choose. Let me see who else is there on that list. Uh, and this one would be There's one more. I'm trying to remember who it is. Oh, and Lawbringer Thiel Shadesbane. As you start to see him cough a little bit, and then you see what the fuck? I'll say, are any of you looking over at Argus's direction as you hear him like loudly cough?
I look over.
Nope.
You look over, and as he meets eyes with you, whoop, Argus is gone. Atili!
Oh,
Say, Hermos!
oh.
Theo! As you also see Iuda, and the High Chief kind of like keel over on it before you see this, this figure who is a small tiefling before rip off a hat to reveal the hulking form of Harcliffe. Hey, Chief! Heads up! Brings his hammer down, and you could just see the skull of the High Chief of Karem go splat. As well as Iuda trying to reach for his sword before looks down, you'll see a familiar green glaive sticking right through his heart. Father! As you see, Chantis try to leap over the table at Nora, who is now behind it, before a mid-sized black dragon comes up and just swats Chantis and Silta out of the air, knocking them back.
Can we do
All right.
something, Hyper, or is this monologue time?
This is a surprise round, technically.
I have alert. I cannot be surprised.
You do. So you get to do something. What would you like to do?
Okay. I know it's a lot to take in, so let me know what I can see. You right now, Haglet is on. Argus is gone. Haglet is on. Haglet has killed Ayuda.
No. Harglith killed the High Chief. Nora killed
High Chief.
Iuda.
Nora killed Ayuda.
And also, you see Karn at the back as all of a sudden
Oh my.
these black dragons have crashed into the cathedral.
Yeah, okay. Give me 1 second.
Gleaming
Who the
with
hell am I?
undeath. As they're closer to the door, because you weren't surprised, and you who got a natural 20, you see a familiar, small kobold holding his hand, controlling the dragons near the door.
Yeah. What I would like to do is.
It's not starting yet. Combat will start
Yeah.
next week, but everything is being set up this week. Whereas also, like, Leofio, gone. Hermos, gone. Theo, gone.
I'm having a hard time focusing right now.
Sorry, the other one I was thinking of, the Dragon Lord. Gone. Let's see. Iuda, dead. Silta and Chantis each knocked back. High Chief, dead. Oh, where is the Under Chief? Did I forget to put his token in? Oh, no, he's also, like, knocked back because, again, he just saw, like, his compatriot turned into a splatter.
I know what I'm gonna do, Hyper.
Gotta do it quick.
Okay. I am going to rage.
Because also,
and
you see there's a dragon right behind you as well.
And I'm gonna do my best. Can I get to Raldos?
Let's see if you can. What is your range?
It is. Give me 1 second. What's going on? What's my range? It is 50 feet. So if I dash, I can get to him.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And also,
so I'm gonna rage and dash to him. And oh shit, I need to do a long rest. I forgot to do that. Give me 1 second. Let me do that. Okay. I'm gonna rage, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna yell at him. Transform! Right now!
Alright, and that's what you yell at him?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, there you go. And also, as by the way, what you see during the surprise run is we give you the gift of peace. As she transforms as well into her draconic form. Obviously. As you see now why all of the Sterlings were at arms. You see there that? Another thing you do notice with the natural 20 though. You notice that Hisako and Sakura seem to have no idea what the fuck is going on. So welcome everyone to the Black Wedding. And with that, that is where we're actually going to end tonight's session. Next week we will pick up with the start of the fight between everyone versus Nirvash. Hedge, if you would like to move your token, you can.
Where the fuck am I? There I am.
Bottom right.
Yeah, and I moved him right over here.
All right. But also, another thing that happens, guys, is actually what you hear.
I give you the gift of destruction.
How did that sound?
Okay, the voice changer out here.
What's getting a higher production value? Yeah, I fuck
Yeah,
with
we
it.
got red
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
I'll say I finally managed to get one to work.
yo.
So now whenever I'm doing Nirvash, I have that shit on hotkey. Well, with that, that's it for tonight, everyone. I love this session. Love the session with everything. I hope everybody had fun. Next week we will start with combat. Thank God it's Friday. See y'all next week.